going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Third Party Studios podcast. We got a special guest in the studio with us today. We have Colton. How's it going, buddy?
Going great. Glad
No,
to be
speak
here.
up.
No.
Say it with your chest.
Speak with your chest, boy. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people.
All right, cool. We got a hello from our special guest. Thanks for being here, buddy. We appreciate it.
Just assume they're people.
How dare
Pretty
you assume
insensitive
people?
of you.
No, we got Slim is out of the studio today, so Colton's filling in for him. Really appreciate it. And we have with me, as always, the Cody.
What's up?
What do you watch this week? What did you do this week?
Did I even watch anything this week?
What did you not watch this week? What didn't you watch that you wish you watched?
Black Matter. I think I was just been watching like Fairy Tale and going to sleep.
Dude, I loved Colton, you never saw Fairy Tale, right?
No.
Okay. I loved that show until like season 7 and season 8. That show just became all fan service and all shit storytelling immediately at the end. That was the worst way to fucking finish that show.
Yeah, I mean it's got a better start than most animes that run for over 100 episodes.
Oh, I mean, I liked each character had their own like kind of long-running story that really tied into each other pretty well.
They
But
had
it's just,
characters with backstory.
they had characters with backstories and
No
monologues
way.
and dialogues and like all sorts of different things.
And then I just been playing SOTOR all week.
Star Wars,
The old Republic. I loved listening to you try to sound that out on Thursday.
Well, I didn't play.
Star Wars, yeah. keep going.
Obviously, I
Use
know
your
of it, but I never played it. So I mean, it's not
It's
my
the
kind of
only
game.
good Star Wars out right now, so I
Yeah.
gotta get my fix.
We can go back to like OG Star Wars games, like Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Star Wars Battlefront 1, the OG ones. Those are
I remember watching you play that in your basement and never got to play.
those were.
Nerd.
What do you mean you never got to play? They were co-op games. We
just put them in the corner.
Did
It's
I
like, you
really
gotta
do that to you?
Probably. I
Did
don't
I
know.
traumatized you so bad? Like I'm just sitting there watching him play. When is it my turn?
No, the Go ones are KOTOR and KOTOR 2. Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2.
Colton paying a therapist $400 an hour session talking about how I never let him play video games at my house.
It was traumatizing.
I believe it.
Therapy's a scam.
Therapy's a scam.
You talk your feelings out. Don't you have Twitter?
Just post about it. Be a man.
Or is it? No, it's officially X now. Like they changed the URL and everything.
Yeah. I don't. Every time I look at the X logo, I think that it's the corner of a box asking me to close the box.
Oh.
I think that's what it is. Like every time I'm like, okay, close that,
I
and I
think
just
I'm
clicked on the
accidentally
X
going
logo
to-
by accident.
I think I'm accidentally going to porn all the time.
So are they still tweets or is it just X's now?
I think there's X's and O's.
X's and O's.
Well, they are pretty much a porn company now.
Oh god.
So X has a really bad problem with like porn bots and stuff on their platform.
Well, so
Twitter's
does every
always been-
other. I mean, TikTok, Instagram Reels, all of it.
Oh, I mean it's everywhere,
Yeah.
and it's freedom of something.
It's all
Freedom nipple, I
advertisement for
think.
their OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I've spent so much money.
Hey, money's money.
I lost my ass in the OnlyFans game.
Colton, what have you been playing anything or watching anything this week?
I booted up Starfield again. I got bored in 10 minutes and shut it off.
Yeah.
Could someone talk
I'm
me
a
through
space
Star?
trucker.
You're space
that's all
trucker.
I
do.
was gonna go that route and just be like, yeah,
Oh.
fuck it, let's just haul
All I
around
do is
materials.
loot and drive back, fly back, loot, fly back, loot, fly back, and I haven't made all that much money, so
The
I kind of
economy
gave up on
sucks in that
it.
game.
Yeah, it does. And you can only get 3,000 at a time at certain checkpoints or when you're selling back at the space stations, because that's all the money they carry at the station.
Right,
So
yeah.
then you have to go back 24 hours later in game.
Mhm.
It's like, all right,
All
Pain.
right.
You can't get rich in that game.
no. I did because I stole a bunch of money from the pirates, but
I've continued to watch Chicago Fire.
it's pretty good.
I love that show. I got through, or I'm up into season 6 right now. And I just basically watch it in my free time or whenever I'm driving drunk.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't drink. I just watch videos while I drive.
You don't need to drink in order to drive drunk in your case.
Yeah,
Your
You just
driving
swerve anyway.
sucks.
my driving is shit. You are a danger to the entire community.
What's this, 30 in a school zone? Let's go 70. Is that a ramp? No, it's a speed bump. It's a ramp.
That's a real.
I drive a G.
I drive a G. People won't get that. My Jeep that I have has the P on the Jeep is no longer there, so now we had to explain that joke. I'm glad we took the time. Let's get into let's get into the first story. So obviously this last week, XDefiant came out with its official release. It is now deployed after over a year of being like up and down. They did early access, they did their alpha, they did their pre-release, and it looked like last fall they were finally going to be ready to deploy this game. And we did a few episodes on stream of us playing through it.
Yeah, I
and
think you and Slim played it. I never played it until last night. And
yeah, Slim and I did. We did the early access and enjoyed it for the most part. I mean, like a lot of first-person shooters in their early stages of development, it's all about like weapon balance. You had a lot of people testing the hell out of it. The things we really loved about the game was the map design. The map design in this game is actually awesome. Like, they have good maps. They go to 3-lane maps.
yeah, it's I.
Oh, I mean, like, there's the classics you'll never beat, like Nuketown. Nuketown.
Well, all the classics are like the small maps for
Yeah.
some reason, like Shipment and shit like that.
I
Rust.
hated Shipment.
I love Shipment. It's a clusterfuck.
Shotguns and knives. That's all it ever was.
But if you need to grind weapons,
Oh, yeah.
if you need to get skins and stuff, you just sit on there and just hold the trigger down until the progress bar tells you what skin you got.
You grab an LMG and just hold it.
Yeah, so
and noob tubes.
Mhm.
So we've been playing, yeah, like I said, we've been playing we played XDefiant in the early access. There was a couple of limited edition releases where they gave out like vouchers to play a closed beta. We got access to that. We played through that, got some cool stuff for it. Really liked that. But the more I played it, the more frustrated with the game I kept getting because the balancing kept getting worse. And one thing I hate about this game is heroes. I freaking hate games with heroes in them.
Well, the heroes aren't that important in this game, though.
They're significantly important. That's
No,
like the
you
core
got like
mechanic.
one special. That's it. It's not like they run faster, have more health, or anything.
Well, they have 5 specials. Like,
What game doesn't have heroes now, though?
well, Call of Duty, CS:GO. I mean, even Halo doesn't have class-based. So when I say hero, I mean when you walk onto the map, all characters are exactly the same except for the loadouts they bring.
Right.
The loadouts are the only custom feature. And in games like Call of Duty, you have you can customize which kill streaks you bring into the game, but that's pretty much it. In this, you have heroes. There are 5 factions. Each faction has 2
3.
different. There's 5 now.
Well, no, 5 factions with 3 different heroes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's 5 factions with 3 different heroes. The heroes inside each faction aren't any different. It's just the skins for those. I think the heroes themselves are just.
Oh.
Yeah. I think so. Even though there's 5 factions, 3 heroes per faction, it's not 15 different customized things. It's just different skins you can bring into the game.
Yeah, I
with your
didn't play.
faction.
I didn't play it that long. I played as the firefighter, whatever that is.
What?
So there's the decontaminant guys. Okay, so we got it pulled up here. We'll just see if we can go down to the factions on here yeah. So there are 5 factions. Cody played as the libtard. I mean the
I played as the cleaners.
Oh yeah, the cleaners.
Guy with the hood.
So Colton, you'll appreciate this because I think you played. Did you play DeadSec and you played Watch Dogs?
Briefly.
What the fuck is DeadSec?
They're a faction in Watch Dogs. So
So
Ubisoft.
how did I not? Oh, I guess I never played Watch Dogs.
And
so
the cleaners come from what's the district? Division. Yeah, they came from Division.
Division. You got Splinter Cell.
Yep. So they pulled factions from all different,
Ghost
all these
Recon.
different Ubisoft
cool.
IPs. And originally they had from Far Cry.
That's Far Cry 6 Liberated.
Yeah. So
The
you had.
Cuban one.
I thought there was a 6th faction that they had originally, maybe that they pulled out. I might just be wrong on that. But so every faction has 3 different skins you can walk into a multiplayer match with. And among those 3 skins, you have the choice between one perk or the other perk. Now, what I'm saying I hate heroes is because these perks, you go in there, they're on timers, but they make your character unique in one way, shape, or form. And if you learn how to abuse those, you create a meta outside of just gunplay. And so I can't stand.
That kind of happened in Destiny 2 on the multiplayer maps because teams would get together and they'd only use their special together.
Exactly. So that's that's part of my frustration is that you have all of this min-maxing you can do in multiplayer that use these perks, and they're going to be balancing perks forever. They're constantly going to be tweaking those to make them like better or worse in patches.
Well, that just happens with online shooters, though. Anyway.
Well, Call of Duty always has to balance their guns. This game has to balance their guns, and they have to make determinations about what meta there is for the perks as well. So my frustration with the perks is that, like, invisibility, I can't fucking stand invisibility in this game. It's so broken. It's so powerful in this game.
Well, yeah. I mean, to become invisible in a shooter is,
Yeah, it's so freaking
It's
annoying.
not like the Halo version where you can still kind of see them.
Yes, but it's actually more powerful than I would say it's more powerful than Halo's, because in Halo's your movement affects your visibility. In this one, it's just
also the time to kill in Halo is a lot higher.
Yeah.
Oh.
So unless
It's
you
when
have
you get shot in the head and you're dead, pretty much.
Well, that's
the
how it
TTK
works,
is
so.
insanely fast, I think.
yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy, because Colton was the guy who used the sniper in Halo, so he doesn't know what time to kill is.
Right, there is
It's
no
instant,
time.
really. It's always been instant.
I press a button, the
2
enemy
shots at
dies.
most.
Colton's like, what's time to kill? It's this theoretical concept where the more bullets you spray at someone, the faster or slower it is that they die.
Oh, get it.
Since
yeah.
you only fire one shot and they just die instantly,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about that.
Just constantly chasing after the red mist.
Pink mist.
Okay, so
Oh, I'm sorry. I've never shot anyone in the head before.
my favorite thing this game promotes itself as the Call of Duty killer. It's actually been colloquially called that as well. So it's not just them promoting it, but a lot of the community was really optimistic about this game taking Call of Duty on head to head. And Ubisoft was a developer who should have had a decent chance at succeeding.
Well, yeah, they get the money, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, this game's free to play, and
I
it's,
know, it feels cheap, too, when you play it.
yeah,
Because it's free.
free to play.
Yeah.
It's so cheap.
It's so cheap.
It's
Yeah,
as
it doesn't
cheap
cost
as
some money.
It's arguably as cheap as it could be, minus the.
I played for an hour, and I feel like I spent too much.
Oh.
But the map design, I think, on this game is something to be commended. I think their map design, I think they launched with something like 14 maps. It was fantastic. They do have custom loadouts. The way you acquire new new perks or attachments for your gun is entirely based on how much you use the gun.
Thank God.
I think the progression in it is way too slow, especially to unlock like level 1, 2, and 3 perks. Because if you got someone who just grinds this game because they have,
I mean, the games go pretty fast.
yeah, but the games go fast, but the amount of time it takes to unlock your first attachment is a while. Like I think you have to have like 40 kills to get enough XP to get your first attachment for guns.
Yeah, it's like 4 games. The way I was playing, anyway. I mean, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm so good. This really wasn't an issue for me.
I was either first or second in my team every game I played, but I mean, I still lost every game.
I really was not. This was not my game.
Well, I just grabbed the second loadout with the assault rifle, the pre-made loadout, and that's all you needed was the assault rifle, because you just you'd fucking snipe people from across the map, or it was better than an SMG up front.
I think that
I'll
this
probably fix that soon.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It did seem overpowered.
the game this game I want to read through the patch notes, because a couple things we need to talk about with this game with its deployment was the deployment of this game. The launch of this game was a nightmare. They actually had like 10-minute wait times to get into lobbies, if you were even able to get into lobbies. The gameplay itself, Slim's gonna
Talk about edging.
Yeah.
Waiting there 10 minutes to play a 2-minute game.
Yeah. Slim might be working on doing a review for this
And
game.
now I'm done.
Waiting.
Slim might be doing a review for this game. One of the main feedback issues he had was that the game actually did a really bad job with the spawns. So it was
he was
really
saying
easy
he
to
was
get spawn
getting
trapped.
spawn killed all the time. It's
Yeah.
like, I've never had that issue.
Between the two of us, I mean, how many games do you think you played?
5 or 6.
Okay, I spent an afternoon on it, so maybe I got to like 10, 15 games on it. But spawn killing for me only happened like twice. But I mean, it's an annoying feature. It's an annoying, very frustrating feature.
Yeah, it happens in a lot of games, though.
Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty had that problem where Nuketown, all the walls were paper thin, so
Yeah.
there was a gun that released that could shoot through walls. And so in Nuketown, Search and Destroy, you just spray down the spawn point across the map through all the buildings because they had,
Or you get 20 grenades just thrown over the house.
Yeah. Right when you start the game, if you throw a grenade up at a certain angle, you get the whole team.
I know.
You just immediately click R1 as soon as you spawn just to get a grenade off.
So all of us are on the internet plenty. Is anyone here seeing like kill cams anymore? Do you guys miss kill cams? Like Call of Duty, like
The only ones I get are for Warzone, and it's the dude with the mage build.
I love the mage. Have you seen that that trend? The guy with the
Lightning
mage
I
build.
haven't.
Lightning
I
bolt.
walked away from that game a while ago.
So this Cody, do you want to explain what it? Do you want to explain that?
Well, this
Colton?
dude basically just like loads up on a fuckload of secondary grenades like flashbangs or shock. It's like a shock thing, whatever the fuck it is.
Shock
Yeah.
sticks.
And he yells spells out as he throws them.
Seriously?
And he kills people, and they're super pissed. And he's like, "Get pissed on!"
Just yeah, he plays as the mage build. That's his that's his shtick. I recently
There's-
saw one where he did the knight build where he was like only doing melee. He had like a sword or something. He did like a crossbow to knock someone down, and then runs in with a sword. And the guy's like, "Please, please, please don't
Well,
kill me."
when he starts shooting, someone's like, "Hailstorm!"
It's amazingly addicting. It's a fun time. I'll show you a video before or once we wrap up here. But
There's a guy that I like that I think it's on TikTok, but him and all of his friends all throw flashbangs at one player, and they just do it for the whole game. And this player is just confused and running in circles, can't see anything. Either they log out or the game ends.
Holy lights!
Like, could you imagine being that player, just flashbang after flashbang after
I would
flashbang?
just be like, "All right, I can't do anything. I'm sitting here."
So the game released. We got Slim in the chat. He is saying he's going to be doing a review on this later, but has more recently been enjoying the game. So that's really good to hear. Thanks for the feedback, Slim. Really appreciate the commentary. We
I
got
think he's just getting good now.
well the
So
XDefiant.
just sitting there and spawn like an asshole.
Right. The main He's like, I can't snipe people from my spawn. What is happening?
I never tried the sniper. I'd imagine it'd be a freaking nightmare in this game.
No, it's an insta kill.
Well,
The-
yeah, I mean, but like the time to kill is so quick though, and I can snipe someone across the map with a freaking
The issue with the sniper,
M4.
because you know me, I'm the real G. I go with the sniper at the beginning of the game. That's all I do.
I like that last statement stricken from the record.
No, it's cemented in the history of the internet forever. But I pull out the sniper rifle, and the issue with the sniper rifle in this game is that the maps are so congested. It's not that they're well-designed maps, but they do not play to snipers very well at all. They don't have open lanes or open area where the sniper can really take advantage of it. I have not deeply dove into each map to see if there's outliers, but the handful of maps that were the most common in the games I was playing did not really give me a good opportunity to play with the sniper.
Well, they don't have sniper nest versus sniper nest like every Activision map.
Right, exactly. And so another issue is you go into combat with the sniper, even if you find a decent lane, it is so easy for someone to close the gap on you with a submachine gun, and the submachine gun seems like it kills you faster than a sniper.
That was the first gun I tried, and I immediately dropped it. It's like first person I came across where they outgunned me. I'm like, fuck that gun. Next.
I switched to the LMG looking for like
It's like we're looking
corners.
at each other from 6 feet away. I got a submachine gun. Why aren't I hitting you?
Yeah. At least one of these 30 bullets should have made contact. Just by statistics
It's
alone.
like a 10-year-old, and the recoil was just like fucking everywhere.
I thought it would be fun to read the most recent patch notes. I went through this and I wanted to get your guys' take. I think this is hilarious. You guys tell me your thoughts. So going through the patch notes one by one, we got in game modes. Sometimes players loading into the practice zone would spawn outside the world in a hellscape. And now they probably will not.
Probably will not. It might happen. It might not. We tried to fix it.
We did our absolute best.
We don't know what's causing it.
These patches are just trolly, and I freaking love it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just to make that a little easier for the audience to see.
Hellscape. Did I buy the wrong game?
Fixed an issue where if the player died during the device deployment animation, their next deployed device would drop at their feet rather than be thrown as intended.
Oh shit!
There's so many. Can you imagine?
They should have left that in there.
Did I just
wipe your
partied
whole
on
team.
myself?
I don't remember this being in there, but I wish they added like an LOL at the end of that. Because this is these are very trolly patch notes. That issue where you'd get hit markers on an enemy that as they killed you, but their health bar
dude, that
still
was
appeared
happening
full
to
to
me.
you. The health bar display was wrong. You did damage them. Should be fixed now.
Should be fixed.
Localization. Fix an issue where end-of-match UI text would display with the wrong orientation in Arabic.
It's like our developers were drunk on weekend and just tried to fix some shit.
It's like, can you imagine?
Like, it's Friday. Let's just do our best. Then we'll just make a couple notes and get out of here for the day.
Who the hell added this Arabic text into the game?
That hit marker one was like, I was always getting hit markers randomly. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, that's a real thing.
Frustrating. We turned the practice zone back on, but it's possible weird things could still happen. What is exactly weird things? I would like to understand what weird things is.
I didn't even know there was a practice
Can
zone.
I just say I love this community manager? Like this guy who's like this guy I could have I could hang out with this guy.
Right.
This guy's fun.
Just
have
judging
fun
on
with
the
it.
way he wrote his patch note text.
Yeah.
You think you could be buddies with him?
Oh, I could be buddies with this guy. He's like,
I'd
oh,
vote for him.
this stuff is just fucking weird, man. I don't know. It's probably good. We maybe fixed it. A hellscape? Probably.
I don't know.
Fixed an
You
issue
might
that was
end up
causing
there.
low frame rates with some AMD GPUs. Obviously, AMD is the problem. Classic AMD. Anyway, I thought the most recent patch notes was hilarious. I thought you guys deserved to read the stuff they were fixing, and they fixed the issues with the load. They fixed the issues with the load times, and it seems like they've fixed more of the issues with the spawn deployment stuff like that. So
I don't know. I think this game's got a lot of work ahead of it. So
I think so
to
too.
become a COD killer, yeah.
Well, Ubisoft has to make a
Played it for an
determination.
hour. I'm just like, nah.
Ubisoft has a reputation of dropping games that don't do well too. Like
Well,
they
yeah.
could just abandon this game.
They put out Skull and Bones and did nothing with it.
Yeah,
It was the first quadruple A game.
I would
That they
like.
spent like $300 million on or some shit.
Here's what I want from this game. I want a game mode that is just like get rid of all of the perks, just weapon classes, and everyone goes in with the same character, just like CS:GO, just like Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's the wrong game for that.
I
They're
know.
not gonna do it.
I know, but
It's not gonna happen.
it
Dreams don't come true.
dreams
You're gonna
could come
die
true.
alone.
Not yours.
You're gonna die alone. You're gonna be sad forever. You're gonna be making content on YouTube until you're 57 years old.
You're
Yay.
gonna be playing Divorced Dad's the card game on YouTube.
I'm gonna definitely play that game. Have you heard?
What?
Have you heard of this?
No.
Oh, Cody, tell them about Divorced Dads. It's the funniest shit.
It's like some dude's just like opening like packs of cards with it's Divorced Dads. Apparently, it's a card game now. I think it was a joke to begin with, but it's like all right, you got Balding Spot or like day drinking.
Divorced Dads trading cards.
It's like mowing
Oh,
the.
it's trading.
It's like
card.
mowing the
Yeah.
mowing the lawn and day drinking go pretty well together if you play 'em.
White Oakleys.
Yeah, so the YouTube, there's a bunch of YouTube shorts and everything where they just go through and pull packs of trading cards that are all Divorced Dads.
Tower of Sad.
Tower of Sad. Oh, it's so fun. It's been a very, very enjoyable year for memes and stuff like that. But to wrap up the XDefiant game, I mean, it does have potential, but yeah, it has a long way to go in the context of.
Yeah, I mean, I got potential, and I'm not doing anything with it either. So.
I got potential. I'm just kidding. All right.
No, this is your peak. It's all downhill from here.
Everything the light touches is doom and gloom. All right, our second story of the day, we got Scarlett Johansson goes into battle against ChatGPT's.
Fighting robots. This will be fun.
Yeah, I love Scarlett Johansson fighting robots.
That's a hell of a title. It
It's
took me 10 seconds to read it.
Oh yeah, it's a long title. So when arrogant entitled idiots violate rights, they should know that the Black Widow bites actress.
You got this.
Keep
The
going.
Black Widow bites. Actress, actress Scarlett Johansson tells the appropriation of her legal rights by ChatGPT's delusionary boss.
She should ask ChatGPT what to do about it.
Yeah, she should ask ChatGPT if she should acquire a lawyer.
Yeah.
No, please don't.
How do I kill you, ChatGPT?
If you want to end me, you must go a long quest. So the story here is that Scarlett Johansson was approached by someone from ChatGPT asking her if it would be okay to use her likeness to for her voice likeness for projects that they have coming up.
Well, at least they asked her.
Well, they did. Yeah,
I mean,
they
like-
asked her. It sounded like they asked her a couple. So I read the story. It sounded like they asked her a few times. And the original argument was that they wanted to build. They wanted to use a few different creators and famous figures in order to bridge a gap between creatives and the media that they want to create, so they could use that. The issue is that, and Scarlett Johansson very, very wisely said no to this. Because obviously you don't really want people using your voice for anything. I'm conflicted on this story specifically because the voice acting, or the artificial intelligence using voices can create really fun stuff. Obviously there's entire YouTube channels dedicated to like presidents and famous people like playing games and stuff against each other, and they make comedy from it. At the same time,
Right, but those are impersonators. They're not generally AI doing it, right?
well, it is AI, so it's AI voice. But they give AI voice a script and say Barack Obama's voice versus
Right,
Donald
right.
Trump's voice playing Cards Against Humanity against
Yeah.
each other, or playing Risk against each other, whatever the game is. And they have YouTube channels dedicated to it. You also have like famous. There's all these memes floating around the internet of like the characters from SpongeBob doing AI covers of iconic songs. So you have like Plankton, Mr. Krabs.
My algorithm isn't that weird
No,
yet.
I've shown
I haven't
you
gone
these
down
videos.
that rabbit hole yet.
I have shown Cody these videos. So, but I mean, of the AI voices doing songs and stuff. I'm conflicted because on one hand, I do believe people have like privacy rights when it comes to like their personal like information. But at the same time, I also think that in the realm of like the public domain, if you walk outside and someone catches a photo of you in the background of their bird watching, you have nothing to complain about.
Well, I
You're
mean,
in public.
even if they take a direct photo of you.
Yeah,
it's
you have
still-
no right to privacy in public. So I'm conflicted. And Scarlett Johansson is probably more public than anyone else. Like her voice is everywhere because of all the movies and shows and everything she's put out.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'm just
we're
conflicted.
going down like a weird, long, slippery, windy road with AI and ChatGPT and whatnot. It's getting like to a point where it's like I don't know whether what's right or wrong when it comes to this stuff anymore.
The moral implications of whether or not people can make voices up, like your voice do things for them.
Yeah.
Well,
So why do they want to use her voice? I mean, yeah, she's got a great voice, but like, pick a different one.
yeah.
Well, I mean, they're probably doing it with like all sorts of celebs.
Yeah, so
I
Chat.
suppose.
So just for clarification on this story, ChatGPT did use her voice for a program called Sky. Let me just see if I can find it. So the newest system named Sky sounded like me, is what Scarlett Johansson was saying.
Oh, the actual AI's voice, not creating media from AI. It's like
well-
when you ask AI a question and it replies, it's her voice now?
Yeah.
In that specific.
Well, it's one of the options. So like
Oh.
Sky, I don't know where the Sky system exists in ChatGPT
Right.
exactly. I don't know where to find this exactly. But I do, and the main reason I don't know where to find it is because ultimately the system existed. It sounded like Scarlett Johansson, and Scarlett Johansson got legal representation and went after ChatGPT and OpenAI in order to find out how they designed the Sky program and how they actually came up with that.
Whoever
because it
wrote
sounds
this
like her.
article was super lazy when it came to finding pictures. They just watched Black Widow. All the pictures are from one movie.
Well, also, guys, please don't look critically at our thumbnail where we just pulled a picture from Black Widow.
You son of a bitch!
Well, what was I supposed to do? Use AI artwork of Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, get her on the red
You
carpet.
should've.
She's looking hot.
She would have sued me. Yeah, so Scarlett Johansson got legal representation and went after them, trying to find out how Sky was created.
Well, it's funny because she's already an AI in a movie. Her.
Yeah,
That's what
She's
they were
basically
referencing.
plays Alexa.
and but the Sky program was taken down at the time of this article was put up. So they did.
You telling me I can have an AI girlfriend with Scarlett Johansson's voice?
Why would you?
Oh, I'm never leaving my room again.
Just have one buff arm.
We have one shared bathroom. Get out. Get out
Colton,
of the
Colton
shared-
looks so disappointed.
It's like I thought better of you. But okay. So do you think that for people who are in the public sphere, Do you think they do have a
I think
privacy
it's already
right?
up for grabs, dude. You've spoken so many words that are already like you could just take words from different movies and then like switch the pitch and volume and whatever and make full sentences that sound like real ones. So like having an AI do it.
Are there
whatever.
people that sound somewhat alike? So I mean, if there's a celebrity who, like, I don't know, Morgan Freeman, is there somebody else whose voice is very much like Morgan Freeman's
Well,
that's not
me.
allowed to be on video because he sounds too much like Morgan Freeman?
Well, impersonators obviously are.
I can't get any
that.
work. I sound too much like Morgan Freeman.
He keeps suing me.
Morgan Freeman keeps sending me to jail.
The turtle crosses the sand.
There's the issue. Yeah, so there's the issue of like actors and actresses really have to worry about this more than I think the average
Yeah,
industry.
no one's gonna come to me and be like, "Hey, can you use your voice for AI?"
Yeah, absolutely no one's coming to you
Yeah,
for that.
I know it sucks.
Your voice is shit.
It's dog shit.
I don't know why. Like, you have a voice for radio.
Why am I even here?
Wait, you have a voice for a mime.
No, I have a face for radio.
You have a face for radio, a voice for a mime. That's what it is. I got that so wrong.
You almost got it the first try. You
If I
didn't,
didn't
though.
say
You
anything,
didn't.
do you think people would have picked up on it?
Yes.
Damn it.
No, they'd be like, "Look at this dumbass."
Well, here's an issue I have. So obviously, not to
jump rope with sentences.
So a few weeks ago, there was a story about a principal who was fired for like hate speech or something, and it turned out to be an AI, duping his voice and
Oh,
saying
yeah.
all this like awful
There's
shit.
a concern that it's like it's gonna start wars because you can like AI generate a message from a world leader that like might rile up a country. So there is the implications of that. I mean, if the citizens were
That's not a real word. What is a citizen bereaver? What is a citizen?
I think you forgot a
trying to
vowel
say
or two.
citizenry.
Try again.
Clip that, guys. We're gonna put that on a T-shirt.
small stroke.
We had to worry about the
We're back.
citizen bereaver.
We're back.
No, I mean, if, like citizens are dumb enough to fall for something like that, but I mean, I think America's dumb enough to fall for shit like that.
Yeah,
The
there's
person that creates that video would be
I mean, you could
liable,
put out like an
not
AI
the-
message of Putin, and then people are going to be like storming campuses or whatever, calling for a ceasefire.
Yeah, there's going to be a significant issue of gathering and acquiring evidence for trial and or things like that. Someone gets in trouble, and you can't trust video or audio like evidence anymore because it would be so easy to.
Well, yeah,
dupe
you
it
go
and
through
make
like YouTube Shorts and shit, and it's like a obviously like staged event or whatever to like pull up people's heartstrings, and then people in the comments are just like, "Oh my god, this is so beautiful! I can't believe there are people like this in the world." It's like, dude,
He saved a puppy. It's like,
he put that puppy there. He
put that puppy in
he
the drain.
shaved it.
made it sad. Made it watch Sarah McLachlan films.
Films,
They're technically films.
Commercials?
Very short.
very short films.
I didn't say feature films. I said this is film. But
the cast in those films is very diverse.
I would really like to know the audience's takes on AI in the creative industry. Do you think that AI should be? Do you think AI should be regulated to the point where you're not allowed to use people's likeness? And what do you?
I don't think it's something you can regulate, really.
It'd be very difficult. I mean, first off, there are tools that create artificial, like there are tools that are AI.
Yeah, you'd
These-
have to like go after each specific tool and be like, all right, ban.
ownership
ban,
of
ban.
this is illegal, and then you have the like people still pirate stuff, and that's been illegal for like 30 years, 40 years, longer.
Piracy's illegal.
What?
Remember that
Where's
commercial
my
before
rum?
before you like
Before the moon?
No, before the movie, like on a DVD where you get that piracy commercial.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was fucking everywhere for a little bit. And
That
it
was-
just
yeah.
dropped off.
Bet we could find that commercial online.
Don't pirate this DVD.
Whatever
Your
you
mom
do.
will get AIDS.
Please, if you pirate a movie, you'll break your mama's back.
Piracy's not a victimless crime.
It is though. It is. I mean,
That's what it said in that.
I am very much a pirate at heart.
I drink rum in the
Bud pirate.
mornings, but I don't copy movies.
I was going to, but I ran out.
So comment, guys, what your thoughts on this story is. It would be amazing to hear what the community has to say about this type of story. And
Nah,
whether
I
or not-
don't value their opinions.
Yeah, audience.
Oh,
Cody doesn't even look.
I'm
at the
usually
comments.
in the audience.
What?
I'm
an
usually
audience.
in the audience.
Yeah, I ignore you.
Oh.
Colin says, "I'm an audience." All right.
Because
So,
you know, if you're ever gonna win the internet, you always fight the chat in the comments section. That's always good.
That's
Yeah.
always the best. Yep. Go through your comments, take each one to heart.
I found a
Right.
I found
Reply to each one.
You are the worst at this. You should stop making videos. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
I'm done forever.
Apologetic.
just so sorry. And then do it again.
You're gay.
All right, so the next story we have to cover is actually an update on the Assassin's Creed Shadows controversy. So I hate doing these follow-up stories. I absolutely fucking hate it because it feels
I love that it bumped itself up a notch to a gay black samurai.
Yeah, it's like, well, okay, so we did a video on Assassin's Creed Shadows. We did it. We did one video on Assassin's Creed Shadows. It did really well for us, and so now we have an update, and we're talking about it again.
You got talk scripting.
It feels like it. I don't think I'm the.
It feels naughty.
It feels like a bad thing to talk about news that I've already talked about news on.
Well, I mean, it's an update. They apparently there's like going to be romances in the game too.
Yeah.
So you got a potentially, yeah, it says potentially gay black samurai.
I caught myself whenever I'm talking about this game or the Yasuke Netflix animation show, I just say Black Samurai as like the title of the show, not intentionally. Like I'm talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I'm talking to people about it.
Assassin's Creed Black Samurai.
Have you guys heard of Have you guys heard of this new game, Black Samurai? I say that not intentionally trying to do it. Like I just caught myself. They're like, no, I haven't heard of that. And I was like, so it's an Assassin's Creed. Wait. It's like,
Oh yeah, that's the name of
it's
it.
Assassin's Creed Shadows, not Black Samurai.
You're very culturally insensitive.
I am. It
Isn't
sucks.
this considered cultural appropriation?
Yeah.
Sure.
Huh.
How do you like? Obviously, they're just taking Japanese culture and just saying anybody could be a samurai. Even left-handed people could be a samurai.
Yeah, right.
Because they never address that.
Oh, cut off your left hand, make you use your right.
Did you know about this?
Like a
Colton?
normal
No.
person.
So, samurai were required to use their right hand,
Okay.
even if they were left-handed. You're left-handed, right?
No.
Oh.
I'm normal.
You're not.
I'm not one of those weird freaks.
Comment if
What do you
you're-
mean you swing with a club left-handed? I don't understand that.
You kick with your left foot? What a freaking weirdo. But the update on this story is obviously the Black Samurai is now gay, or potentially gay. Sorry.
You can make him gay.
You can make him gay. With your choices.
His sexuality is as wishy-washy as his skin color.
We had that in Baldur's Gate. I didn't pick up on that. I don't listen to you. I
don't listen
reverted
to you.
back to myself.
Right after I said that, I'm like, that makes no sense.
It's fine.
Oh man.
Clipped.
I'm just grabbing the shader in the game and just adjusting the brightness on the game.
It's like South Park game where it's like adjust the difficulty. The wider you are, the easier it is.
I need that in this game.
This won't
so
affect
bad.
gameplay, but every other choice in life.
But the Black Samurai is potentially gay now, and honestly, you have that in like Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 had it like super
I mean, you could
ambiguous for
fuck
like
a bear. It got weird.
it did. It's,
What?
So in
Yeah.
so you know of Baldur's Gate 3,
Or the
right?
bear fucks you. I
heard of
don't
it.
know if that makes it better, but
In Baldur's Gate 3, it's an RPG. There's so much variety in like the like interactions between the characters in the game, and they actually have a lot of sexual like scenes in that game, like relationship scenes in that game. And you could explore that with the male characters if you were a male character, female characters if you were female. So obviously you know which one I did.
Wasn't Mass Effect the same way?
What's that?
Mass Effect was kind of the same. Mass Effect 2?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of. You're gonna.
You could form relationships, but it
Well,
wasn't like super
like in the
sexualized.
romance way, yeah. But I mean, with the gayness, I think it only
With the
came up like
gayness.
once.
Oh, okay.
But
I
yeah,
like
in Baldur-
Starfield started to get weird.
I never.
There was
even
like
cared
there was
about the
replies
fans.
to some of the male characters if you were traveling with them a lot, and they would say flirt before, and I'm like,
I mean, it's a quippy answer, but I don't know. But in Baldur's Gate 3, bear fucks you.
oh,
Yeah.
like a bear.
Bear fucks
Bear.
you. Yep.
Not like a name for like a big hairy gay man, but like an
Right,
actual
but like a
bear.
Yeah. They have
Okay.
bears in the game.
Like, obviously,
Birds and frogs.
in
And
the game, in the character.
they
I
have
mean, I-
Stone.
I
Have
mean,
you
I-
heard of Stone?
I think he's an elf, but he turns into a bear. And
He's
that fucks
a
your brains out.
He's a druid. I don't
so
know.
lost right now.
Helson. Anyway,
So anyway, Black Samurai.
So Elon Musk weighs in on Black Samurai. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Elon Musk weighs in on Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Black Samurai.
His comment saying DEI
Fuck it up even more. Shadows, Black Samurai.
DEI kills art. That is as true a statement as I have ever heard. First off, I think that modern art absolutely sucks. That's my interpretation of modern art. You have,
Like shit that goes in a gallery?
yeah,
Yeah.
it freaking sucks.
Just like splattered paint on a canvas.
Yeah. Or
It's
someone
beautiful.
just pees into a toilet that's sitting there. It's like, oh,
Oh,
very
what a
nice.
statement!
Wow.
What a statement about the cultural significance of this moment in time.
Hell of a stream.
The only piece of modern art I actually found thought provoking was they had this machine with like a squeegee
With the
cleaner
oil.
with the oil
Yeah.
around it, and it's constantly cleaning up the oil, bringing it closer to itself. I thought that was actually
Well, it's
kind of
running on
interesting.
that hydraulic fluid, so it'll pull it back and suck back into the pump, so it's constantly keeping itself alive.
Yep, and I thought that was actually kind of
I can
interesting.
relate.
But it was like dyed red, so it was even creepier.
Yeah, it was. I thought that was interesting. Anyway,
It
modern
was
art
off-road
sucks.
hydraulic fluid.
No, yeah.
Assassin's Creed. Jesus Christ!
Wow, dude.
It's stuck in my head. I can't stop
Racist.
saying it.
Racist.
If I was born in the South back when the Civil War was happening, I would have a very hard time getting rid of a very particular
I think
word
you
in
would
my
have been
geography.
very progressive, I guess, then.
Oh, yeah.
Black Samurai.
Black.
There are other words you could use that are far worse.
Ubisoft injecting DEI into this. We had a lot of comments talking about this. Like, the fact that they will not stop doubling down on this game. And this game...
Ubisoft is so woke that they didn't need to hire someone like Black Girl Gamer or Sweet Baby Inc. That's like, oh, we already got it.
Yeah, we got this covered. We're teaching you. But AI kills art is such a honest take on this entire controversy because...
DEI. I think you said AI kills art.
DEI kills art. Thank you. But DEI killing art is absolutely true. You
What is
can't have...
DEI?
DEI is...
Diversity, equity, inclusion.
Oh,
So
okay.
diversity being
Yep.
obviously
I got it.
more persons of color.
Anyone but white or Asian.
I got it. It's
Based
pretty
off said
self-explanatory once you lay it out.
yeah, once you say what
I
it
get
means,
it. Thanks,
then you know
guys.
what it means, yes. But
Equity means that communism.
So DEI applies all these checkboxes and all these parameters to whatever you're going to create. You can't have honest art if you have to apply parameters to it. This is why, like, the most iconic and famous artists across all of history were always speaking truth to power through their art. And
Truth to power. God, that sentence has been bastardized.
yeah, I did it
I'm
bad.
just speaking truth to power. It's like, all right, calm down, Susan.
You have all the power, Karen.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't have good artwork if you have parameters surrounding it that pigeonhole what it can even do.
Well, DEI is even killing like Oscars because you have to meet this certain DEI checklist in order to be even up for an Oscar.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't. If your movie doesn't check all these boxes, then you can't have it in the Oscars, and you can't succeed. It is absurd. It's absolutely insane. I'm glad that DEI is kind of dying, and at least more people are paying attention to it in the gaming industry.
Yeah, normies are catching on.
Well, it's
normies-
every industry. It's like
It
you can't
is.
watch a TV show without it being culturally appropriate. It's like,
Yeah.
all right.
In so Chicago Fire, I told you guys I was watching it. In season 6 of Chicago Fire, this was happening back in I think it came out in 2014-15, and taking a knee at the national anthem was super
Well,
it
that
was
started
just picking
started
up.
in 2020.
Well, there's that.
No,
I think it's the same season. They're wearing masks a lot too.
I'm not sure what I mean.
Or maybe you haven't gotten to that season.
Colin
yet.
Kaepernick taking a knee was happening a long time before 2020. 2020 was COVID. So
Oh, I mean, yeah, whenever that George fella.
Floyd,
Yeah.
George fellow.
George criminal what?
Saint
Saint
George Floyd.
Saint yeah, absolutely.
Saint George.
But taking a knee during the national anthem was culturally a cultural talking point that was being discussed, and all of a sudden this episode I'm watching from all that time ago, it takes the forefront in that episode as like as something they're going through.
Right.
And I'm just like, so culturally, like the things that were happening culturally were being talked about in media, but that seemed to really have a starting point at that point in time. Like it really seemed like that was kind of a start to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like a decade now that's been. It's like I was just watching a South Park episode or whatever. And it's like, you know, the farmer with the cows and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's talking to a guy, and he's like, so it seems like everyone's going PC and woke and whatnot. And he's like, how long do you think it's going to last? He's like, I don't know. Last one lasted about 5 years or whatever. I'm like, dude, we're a decade into this one.
This is what's taking too long.
This is a new one.
Yeah, this is third wave woke.
Third wave wokeism.
I think that when it comes specifically to Yasuke and the Black Samurai, I didn't do it on purpose. I swear to God.
Yasuke and the Black Samurai? That's kind of redundant.
Black Samurai was the title of the game in my mind. Again, Assassin's Creed Shadows. When it comes to Assassin's Creed Shadows, I'm just
It's like saying James and Slim.
Yeah.
Not Slim.
Assassin's Creed Yasuke, the Black Samurai, and Shadows.
Black Shadows.
Black Shadows. Dude, what is wrong with you? Do you think before you open your mouth?
Black
or is it just
Assassins,
going?
guys. Get it right.
Black Assassins. That's an advantage.
Yeah.
Black Assassins, Yasuke Creed.
Imagine how much you save on like camouflage. That'd be if you were like a black assassin.
In 15th century Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
Yes.
going to blend in.
Oh, good times.
I'm just picturing, like, even if they were, like, you couldn't see their face or anything, they're still, like, a foot taller than everybody else.
Do you play basketball?
All right. So Elon Musk bringing this talking point to this. It's just honesty. DEI does kill art. You cannot have honest art
You can't
if you
have
have
limitations if you're going to create art.
if you have parameters around it. And video games have been some of the most influential pieces of art that have ever come through. You know, you have moments in the gaming industry that have like spoken to entire generations. Like if you talk about like the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, like
God, I miss
everyone who
those days.
grew up knows in that time knows exactly what you were talking
Well, because
about.
of that,
Yeah.
we have the phrase gamer words now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, don't say gamer words.
Yeah. You have people talk about no Russian in the context of like
Did you try to kill every civilian in that?
I played that game so many times through. I tried like to kill specific people.
I was like,
tried
maybe
to-
there's an achievement for it. Let's go again.
I was going speed run.
Oh, I know which one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
no Russian, yeah.
Yeah, so you have these
In the
moments
train
in
station, right?
yeah,
Yeah, airport.
Yeah, airport.
Oh, yeah.
But
Same thing.
more specifically, like, can you imagine if Halo Reach is my go-to? It's the best game that's ever come out. If you had Halo Reach was subject to this was subject to this stuff, it would have absolutely ruined the characters that they had in that game. And they had an insanely diverse group of characters that had amazing characters. They had great characters in that game.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's set, like, this is supposed to be a history-based game. Well, Halo is just far future in space.
Yeah, it's
so
just
it's like it doesn't matter the color, the size, or
One's
whoever
500
the
years
people.
in the future, the other one's 500 years
Exactly.
in the past.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it matters more within history because then people try to rewrite history like this, and then people get a big problem with that. But in the future, it doesn't really matter as much because you're in space. You're not on Earth. You don't have the same borders. You don't have the same issues.
right. And you could have, and honestly, in the future, they've solved racism and they've solved all of this DEI.
Oh
nonsense.
yeah, obviously.
And then you bring in the Halo.
Because they
Hopefully.
painted everyone with blackface, so.
Right. But then you have the Halo TV show, which is an abomination and an affront to all things that are good.
I liked it. I watched it 4 times.
Don't even 4 times. No. First off, you're lying.
I keep on rewatching the scene where Master Chief is just taking a shower.
Oh yeah.
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 Master Cheeks.
Master. You see that guy's ass more than his face in the video games.
What?
Fuck, I'm not going through it.
I think you downloaded the wrong one.
Yeah, you might be the wrong DLC.
You made the Master Cheeks joke, and I'm.
Yeah, in the TV show.
That's what I
his
said.
cheeks are out
You
in
play
there.
in third person for that reason, don't you?
Always.
Okay.
You got a mod where he's just not wearing any armor?
Except his helmet.
Just
I'm not taking his
top of
helmet
the
off.
armor and helmet.
You got to keep the helmet on.
The helmet was an affront. Taking the helmet off.
You got to keep the socks and helmet on.
So a couple.
Just his cheeks and assault rifle, huh?
Right. So a couple of additional pieces of news come from like the update with Helldivers and Shift Up Games with Stellar Blade. Cody, this was kind of
They're
your.
bringing sexy back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cody, do you want to take this one?
There's not a whole lot to say about it. It's just the developers are like on a freaking fence sitting when it comes to this game. It's like, all right, we censored the game. We put a little clothing to close up some cleavage
Oh.
or whatever. And
Damn
then
it.
Everyone's like, oh, and they sold it as like, we're not censoring the game. Then they censored it. And everyone's like, we want the uncensored game. There's like 800,000 signatures or something on a
It was
petition.
insane. Yeah, there was a so
And so now they're doing it to where it's like, all right, we're going to take that little piece of clothing. We can see some titty again.
just for like Colton's benefit, just because I don't think you're up
You
to
guys have
speed on-
talked about this on a previous podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so
I'm there-ish.
you're
so
there-ish.
I'm
Okay.
close enough.
For people who don't know, Stellar Blade came out as a game for fans, and they were really promoting like a higher beauty standard in the video game, and they brought a was it Korean or Japanese supermodel into the game.
It's a Korean game.
So they brought a supermodel into the game.
Yeah.
An Asian supermodel. There we go.
One chick was the model for her body. Another chick was the model for their face.
Yep. And so they
And I
brought
think it was one of the developers that was the model for the face. Or
Wasn't
something.
the developer's wife?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So they brought her in and made a game with just this beautiful character, and the woke left just lost their goddamn mind over it.
She's too sexy.
She's too sexy.
Must fight.
I can't enjoy the game. I have to play with two hands.
Every fat
I
obese.
can't fight a boss while staring at that ass.
Can't fight a boss with one hand.
Dude, that's a
PlayStation, do
challenge.
you make one-handed controllers?
That
Put
is
it on
a
an AI. Huh?
speed run challenge.
VR.
VR, yeah.
The jiggle mechanics are insane. But the game itself, the game itself went through its production, and it got released.
Stuck going up and down this ladder for 20 minutes.
This ladder is defeating me. I've been beaten by a ladder. Can't make it past
The
this
water
level.
mechanics are terrible, but the jiggle is there.
Try to get past this ladder challenge. So the game releases, and to this additional controversy where Sony pushed onto Shift Up Studios to censor the game, and they did. They pulled a few of the skins from the game to make it to, like Cody said, reduce the cleavage, and the fan base lost their goddamn mind.
Pulled skins for less skins.
Yep. Well, they didn't. They just changed the skins to reduce cleavage in them.
Right.
So it's the same skin minus the cleavage.
What-
So then Grums, who's been really a pretty significant advocate for the community in context of like searching out this information, amazing source of information and knowledge if you're trying to get up to speed on this stuff. He found and
Is that Grumps with
promoted.
the Z?
Yes. Yep. Found and promoted the campaign, the petition to get that changed, and then it got like a couple 100,000 votes on it, and Shift Up Studios reversed course and brought those skins back into the game. And then you have video game writers from Forbes freaking the fuck out over it. They're like, how could you give in to the fandom? How can you give them what they want? And
Yeah, it's already. There's gonna be fucking 100 articles on this, and it's just like we censored it to appease some people, and now we're uncensoring it to appease other people.
yeah, they're playing both sides of the fence, and it's very frustrating because
And they advertise their game as uncensored.
yeah, and then
Not
they censor it.
uncensored as in the like.
Right. They just
We're
said
getting
that this
freaky, but
the game we're giving you is what we told you we're giving you. And then they backtrack and censor it. So this studio cannot make up their mind about who they want to satisfy and who they want to please. And so they're pissing off kind of both sides at the same time.
Yeah, it's annoying.
The one thing the reason I wanted to bring up Helldivers 2 is because the CEO for Helldivers 2
He left.
specifically brought this up. So Helldivers 2 CEO explains why game is so successful. A game for everyone is a game for no one.
Right.
You have to know who your audience is. You have to know who's going to spend money and who's going to want to play your game. You have to know your audience and engage with them. Now, not to dismiss or downplay the mistakes that Helldivers 2 has made in the past, because honestly, the PlayStation requirement was an absolute nightmare, and that sucked so hard, and that was a really big mistake.
I think it's still a thing, not like as in you need a PSN account, but like there's still like a lot of countries that can't play it because
yeah,
they don't allow that.
and that's its own problem. But the fact so they don't require a PSN for people who are in the countries who can play the game. But I mean, it's kind of we won and lost. We took ground on the fucking over Sony. because they're not getting the money. They're not getting the money from the countries that they're not allowed in anyway. So Sony loses. We both sides kind of lost and won.
Right. I don't know. I think Sony's taking bigger L's than anyone lately.
Yeah, that's true. Sony losing their exclusivity with Square Enix. Obviously.
Yeah, this and then also, I think they're putting PlayStation exclusives on PC now too.
Yep.
Apparently, Ghost of Tsushima was a huge hit on PC over this week.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well,
And that game came out in 2019 on PlayStation.
and you had all the news around Assassin's Creed Shadows. Got it
Stop
right.
and think about
Got
it.
it. I had to. You got all the news around Assassin's Creed Shadows. Ghost of Tsushima is getting like free advertising.
Yeah,
from
it's like, go
Ubisoft.
play that game. That game's fucking amazing. It looks excellent. It's a better open world game than anything Ubisoft has put out.
Colton, were you thinking about playing Helldivers 2 at any point? Was that kind of a game that
I want to. I don't have a system that can run it right now. But
we need to get you a system? We need
What's
to
the point of Helldiver? Like, what's
You
the
shoot bugs for freedom.
bugs for free? Got it.
Yep.
Got it.
And it's possible that the bugs are actually like the good guys.
For
and you're the bad guy,
democracy!
and you're the bad guys. It's possible.
There's a book I listened to called Helldiver, so I was curious if they were the same, but they're not.
Oh, I don't.
No, this is basically Starship Troopers.
Well, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what the book is too, but it's
Oh.
yeah.
So Helldivers 2, obviously, I'm conflicted about the CEO. So if we have Snipe on, and we talk about Helldivers 2, he'll tell you that the CEO is flip flopping. He's untrustworthy.
I think he's been pretty honest because, like, what was it? Well, when the game first came out, their servers couldn't handle it,
Yeah.
and so it was just a clusterfuck. And the CEO was like, "Don't buy our game right now because you won't be able to play.
We're fixing it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been pretty honest and open throughout this entire thing. He's been a better community manager than their own fucking community managers.
Yeah. Because their community managers still say shit like, hey, you're a bad fan.
Right.
How dare you?
It's like, just don't play the game yet.
Well, this
It
is
takes 2 seconds to set up a PSN account.
it is possible
You
that
chode.
it is possible the CEO is just saying the right things, but and not doing them. But the only area where I'm suspect about the CEO specifically is where he was talking about Sony and saying, we told the fans that they were always going to need PSN accounts. We gave them 6 months. And we bought the time, and you knew what you were getting. I mean, that was the only area of suspect. That was the only area of suspect for him that I really had a conflict and couldn't make up my mind about him.
I thought, didn't he like leave, step down?
I don't think so.
There was a CEO of some game company with relevant news that stepped down.
I know what you're referring to, and I don't think it's Helldivers 2, but yes, that is somewhere. We'd have to dig deeper into that.
Deeper.
But former CEO
Aha! Of
who
course
continues
I'm
to
right.
serve as the company's chairman shared his thoughts. Depending on who you are, you'll always have a point. You'll always point to different things as to why it was successful. If you are a business executive at a major publisher, you'd say it is the live service element that keeps players coming back. That's bullshit. That is absolute bullshit.
I mean, kind of, because they're always adding new shit into the game.
No, that's not why people come back. Like, that's absolute nonsense. Like, the most loyal fan base for almost any game is still Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike has like a
Well, yeah, I mean, but once people leave the game, and then it's like, all right, we're dropping this new update, and we're putting out a new faction came out. People come back because of that.
sure. I guess that's
So bullshit to your bullshit.
no. It's still bullshit because you
You're
have.
bullshit. I'll fight you.
Do you think
Mom, Dad,
the
don't
reason
fight.
people leave Call of Duty and come back to Call of Duty is because of their content?
I think the people that play Call of Duty and like keep on coming back are the same people that play FIFA and Madden and do the same thing.
Right. But do you think that they don't buy the new games for the different content? They buy it because it's the next one.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not the same thing.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
So I'm just making the argument that live service is not a reason why players will that's not a main reason for players to come back.
Right. I mean, yeah, gamers in general would prefer if your game was just a
Good.
finished game and
Yeah.
it wasn't live service. People hate live service.
People play games consistently and come back to games consistently because the mechanics are good. Like, it would be a hard argument for me to make that Call of Duty's mechanics aren't good. That'd be a hard argument. You could say
I think they've been getting worse, to be honest.
Their company is shit. The changes they're making aren't good, but they are still the number one. Still the number one, not because they added Verdansk and multiplayer or like their Warzone Battle Royale. That's not why people came back, because the mechanics of the gunplay is actually really good.
Yeah.
So
and they're just, trying to become famous on YouTube for a Warzone clip.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly call it like business executives in gaming. I fucking hate all of you. You're just bad people in your heart.
All of them?
All of them. There's no such thing as a good one.
But what about... All right, you got me on that one.
Comment below if you have.
Phil Spencer's like CEO or whatever of Bethesda, and he actually plays like all of his games. Like you can go into Fallout 76 right now, and you might stumble across him just wandering the wasteland.
That's not.
Someone nuked his base the other day, which is kind of funny.
I would constantly be trolling his base if I played that game. I don't think that's a good argument.
I mean, yeah,
he's constantly releasing shit.
Yeah, I mean, Bethesda has really gone down. Every freaking good studio is taking a shit.
All right, we had a little bit of news to go into about the Acolyte and Star Wars, but that article's pretty small, and the story is not really there. So I think we're probably.
Did you hear the twist that's in the Acolyte?
Do we got to talk about the Acolyte?
That's just a quick one.
All right,
so
hold on. Let me just hold on.
Sake.
If we're gonna talk about it,
It's got to be on screen.
Well, we got to talk about it. I mean,
But that's not even the article.
I don't. It's not about you.
You got to find it now. We'll wait. No, I'm kidding.
All right.
But the twist, so they fucked up when they released the trailer. It was like they had closed captions or something on Twitter.
Did they really?
And so the twist is basically like we got twins in this one. One twin's a bad one twin's a good one.
Ooh.
It's like, oh. So the whole twist of the show is already ruined. Oh. But I mean, it's the chick with the crazy hair. So it's like.
This one.
Did they. Yeah.
She's the bad one.
Yeah, and her twin
big
that
surprise.
they haven't seen in years decided to do her hair the exact same way too.
Dude, that's crazy. Twins are crazy. Twins.
It's like, why the fuck are you covering your face? If you had hair like that, I'm gonna find you.
So just to summarize, what was the spoiler for the show? Just that they screwed
I think
up.
It's they get like separated at birth or whatever. Bad person kills their parents or some shit. They get split up. One goes to the dark side, the other one goes to the light side. And yeah.
Okay. So now audience, you have no reason to see it.
This is the creative.
Now you know.
This is the creative mind of Leslie Headland, which was the former what's the word for it? Assistant to Harvey Weinstein.
Ooh.
So she's got a name. She's all sorts of creative.
Oh yeah, I bet. I'm so creative. I bet she could do a lot of fun things with her legs.
Oh.
I bet that she's so creative. I bet. I bet she's so good.
What was it? Someone on FN2 is like, she's. I don't know if I should even say it. Too ugly to assault or something like that.
Too ugly to assault. That's the. Ben.
Oh, and she hired her wife to be in this show too.
Oh.
As like one of the main characters.
Oh yeah, love that.
Nepotism.
So the story
It's gonna be a shit show. That's basically it.
The article that I was gonna pull up and we were gonna cover with this is Star Wars Acolyte actress Amandla. What the hell? Stenberg.
Amandla.
Ugh, that's a mistake. Amandla Stenberg reveals show will be an exploration of the rules in the galaxy around how the Force can be used. I thought after like 12 films we'd kind of know.
No.
Is it still ambiguous?
They're gonna change everything. It's like it started with The Last Jedi, where you get that fucking slave kid or whatever can use the Force. It's like anyone can use the Force. You just need training.
Oh, Misa begged the Force.
And that makes it gay.
That makes it.
It's
Put
not
a chick in it, make it
not
gay.
special if everyone can do it.
Put a chick in it, make her lame and gay. This is gonna
Make
be
it the gay Force.
Acolyte is gonna be a frustrating nightmare. You know we're gonna have normies in our life who are gonna be like, I watched it, it was pretty good.
Like every Star Wars show, it's like people are still cheering on the Mandalorian. It's like season 1 was mediocre at best, and then it just got worse and worse. Like the Obi-Wan show, the writing is so terrible. So like you had that scene where they're trying to get past a gate or whatever, and they finally get the gate down and it pans to a wide shot. It's like you could have walked 3 steps around the gate on either
Seriously?
side. Yeah,
Really poor set design.
it's so bad.
Well, I didn't watch the Obi-Wan.
I haven't watched a lot of the Star Wars stuff.
But there's a scene, I think it's a trailer or maybe it's like a cut scene or something where it's who's the bad lady who becomes good?
Reva.
She's talking to the Inquisitors, is it? And she's like, I spoke with Vader. I spoke with Lord Vader. You spoke to Vader? Bullshit, motherfucker.
Well, her whole story is retarded too.
Like-
She was like a survivor of Order 66.
Yeah.
And so, like, lightsabers are useless. She got stabbed in the gut as a child and survived. And
Class.
to get revenge on Anakin / Vader, she joined the Inquisitors, hunted down and killed a lot of fucking Jedi just to get to Vader. It's like, I think you're kind of mixed up in your revenge plot here.
Yeah. You know, one well-placed
You killed all
torpedo
my
probably would have been more effective than you just like...
You killed all my Jedi friends. You know how I'm going to get you? By killing a lot of other Jedi.
I love it. I love storytelling from Hollywood these days. It's so great. I can't wait for us to get an alternative industry of... A bigger alternative industry of media. It's coming.
Just start watching Bollywood.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of Indian films.
No, actually, like Japan and all of its creative work is actually much better.
Japan, Korea.
Japan, Korea. I'd much rather watch that than like anything coming out of Bollywood. I can't.
Congo, they got a good one.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. If you made it to the end, please consider smashing the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new to help us grow and reach our 1,000 subscriber goal this year. And share the video out there on social media. Let people know where we are and what we're doing. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.